Fragments of Eternity by Christophe Degout. Strange stories between life, death, and the unknown.
Fragment 3. The Miners of Oblivion. The pickaxe blows echoed, digging into the white bone of a forgotten giant. Each shard fell like a fossilized tear, swallowed by shadow. Around them, the helmet lamps cast frayed specters on the walls, faces lost in time. The giant's skull lay there, massive, titanic, a cathedral of ivory split by time. Its surface, smooth in places, rough in others, bore the marks of an inconceivably ancient age. Deep crevices opened like wrinkles on a stone forehead, and the miners' tunnels were mere scratches on this vast relic. Its gaping sockets, void of sight, seemed to consume the light, leaving behind the strange sensation that a trace of consciousness still slumbered within. Kale, the team leader, brushed his fingers against a newly exposed vein, a black, serpentine line pulsing beneath his palm like a withered artery. A vibration passed through him, a shiver too old to belong to him. Kale was a man carved by years in stone, shaped by the relentless toil underground. His face, weathered by dust and shattered dreams, bore the signs of sleepless nights and years of stubborn digging. His eyes, an uncertain gray, seemed forged from the same mineral as the walls he pierced, filled with a dead light, a glow too ancient to still shine. A scar ran along his jaw, a remnant of a long-ago collapse he alone had survived. Few men knew what he truly thought, for he spoke little, but his gaze held legends no one dared recount. "Keep digging," he murmured, as if his voice could hold back something unseen. The days stretched out in spirals of dread. In the dust-ridden dark, voices were born from the walls. Sighs slid between the tunnels. Some miners saw underwater cities dancing within the stone. Others heard the laughter of children whose names vanished the instant they were heard. Kale, for his part, dreamed of an endless forest, of a sky woven with liquid rivers, of a world where the earth sang. The walls cracked under the blows, releasing hungry glyphs, traces of a knowledge too ancient to comprehend. It was no longer excavation, it was exhumation. One night, as he walked through a collapsed gallery, a voice called to him, a voice of faded dawn, broken by the weight of time. It was soft and fragile, but each syllable vibrated like a wave through his bones. It carried a timeless melancholy, an echo of memories drowned in oblivion. "Remember." He turned. A silhouette stood before him, translucent, wavering as if woven from smoke and extinguished stars. But it was the voice that enveloped him, insinuating itself into his being like a melody lost to the ages. It resonated in the rock, in the dust-laden air, in his own heart. It was a voice both distant and near, a lament and a warning. It spoke of a world that did not need to be unearthed, but awakened, of a time when men sailed the skies instead of burying themselves in forgetfulness. What you seek is not wealth, but memory, a buried heartbeat. Kale understood. They were not digging to extract, but to exhume their own history. The skull they explored was the remnant of a vanished world, a stone epitaph for a broken dream. By morning, he gathered his men. Some laughed, others shook their heads, but a few, eyes haunted by the same visions, set down their tools. Rather than rip the past from the ground, they chose to root it. With their worn hands, they planted seeds into the dust. The ground trembled. A vast sigh rolled beneath their feet. Then, gently, the bony carcass began to glow. Trees sprouted from the cracks, extending luminescent branches toward the fossilized sky. Winds whispered lost melodies. Forgotten rivers surged from the soil. The skull became a forest. Silence became song, and the miners of Oblivion became the guardians of memory.
Fragments of Eternity is a dive into the imagination, where ink strokes become stories and sketches, worlds. Narration and voices generated by 11labs.io. Royalty-free music, 50sounds.com.